In Exodus 2, the birth of Moses. During this time, a man and a woman from the tribe of Levi, they got married. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw what a beautiful baby he was and kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she got into a little basket made of papyrus reeds and waterproofed it with tar and pitch. She put the baby in the basket and laid it among the reeds along the edge of the Nile River. The baby's sister then stood at a distance watching to see what would happen to him. How many of you, and this is for myself too, is where the Lord led me to this morning, but how many of you have a promise that you've done all that you could? You did your part, but then you got to go into the river and you have to release it. You see, when she released her child, Moses, into the river, it was going in the opposite direction, the opposite of where she was standing, the opposite of where she was living. It was going away from her. How many of you need to release it and give it to the Lord? Whatever He's asked you to do, your ministry, I don't know, your job, the promise you've been diligent to try to build for God, but yet He's asking you to release it to Him, to trust Him. You've done all that you could do. She did her part. She stood against the enemy. She had her child. She raised him for 3 months. She did all that she could do. She built a safe boat, and then she had to get into the river and surrender and release. And the Lord honored it, because we know Moses was saved. The Lord brought him he drifted into the palace, and we know, I mean, if you keep reading, if you read in the Word, you go into Numbers. He was a mighty man of God. He did amazing things. Amazing things. But the mother didn't know that. She just had to do her part. And it's not easy. And she was brave, and she pushed past the fear and the doubt, and she surrendered, and she let it go. I'm here to just say, let it go and trust God. You've done all that you can do, and now surrender and say, Lord, here it is. You've asked me to do this thing. Here it is. I've done all I could do, and I'm going to trust you. And then watch Him do what only He can do and turn it all around. We have to trust Him. We have to allow Him to do what only He can do. Be brave, be faithful, be obedient, and trust in the Lord, because He's so good and He's so faithful. Just like this mother, she didn't know what was going to happen to her son, but she had to trust. And we get to have the honor of reading, the entirety of the chapter, of the story. And so we know how it ends. Let that be a reminder to us to trust God, because He's faithful. God bless you guys. Have a blessed day. I pray this stirs you to be filled with faith and to trust the Lord and to surrender it all to Him, because He's so good.